Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Usually when we look up at the night sky, we tend to think of the universe as this enormous, indifferent, and completely uncaring place, right? A place that just so happens to contain life in our one tiny, quiet corner. But as we're going to explore today, modern physics reveals a much different, and honestly, a far stranger story. Today, we are exploring the mathematically precise reality that makes complexity and life itself even possible.
Okay, let's dive into this.
The universe is 13.8 billion years old, vast, ancient, and mostly invisible. And somewhere out there are answers to questions that keep scientists awake at night. Welcome to our channel, where we explore the darkest corners of the cosmos, the mysteries, the threats, the unknown. This is space like you've never seen it before.
When physicists actually sat down and measured the raw numbers built into the laws of nature, they didn't find chaos. They found shocking mathematical fine-tuning. The actual numbers built into the fundamental forces appear almost artificially balanced, within incredibly narrow windows. We are talking about a reality where if you made the smallest, most microscopic change to these laws, it wouldn't just mean a slightly different universe. No, it would mean a universe with absolutely no stars, no atoms forming, zero chemistry, and for sure no you. The margins for error are basically non-existent.
Part 1. The finely tuned universe. To really grasp this precision, I want you to step up and picture a giant cosmic control panel. On this panel are the exact dials that control the fundamental reality of our cosmos. You have a dial for the exact strength of the strong nuclear force. That's what binds atomic nuclei together. You've got another for the specific, highly calibrated weakness of gravity, which is absolutely crucial because it allows stars to burn steadily for billions of years rather than just collapsing instantly into black holes. There's another dial tuning the hidden energy inside empty space, and there's even a dial for the precise thermodynamic orderliness or low entropy of the very first moment of the universe's creation. Tweak any single one of these dials, even by a hair, and the entire system just collapses into a universe completely devoid of chemistry.
Part 2. The Cosmic Control Panel.
Now, what's really interesting here is when we zoom in on the exact settings of these dials. Take the number 7/1000ths. This isn't just some random fraction. It is the specific dial setting for the strong nuclear force. This exact value decides whether there is any chemistry in the universe whatsoever. See, in the intense heat of early stars, hydrogen fuses into helium. If this number were slightly lower, say 6/1000ths, well, that fission wouldn't happen, and the universe would literally just be nothing but loose hydrogen gas. On the flip side, if it were slightly higher at 8/1000ths, all the hydrogen would have burned up immediately after the Big Bang, leaving zero fuel for long-lived stars and absolutely no water for life. Without this exact 7/1000th setting, the complex molecular structures required for stars, planets, and human biology would be mathematically impossible.
This level of fine-tuning leads to some incredible, almost human-centric moments in science. Consider the awe-inspiring story of astronomer Fred Hoyle. Looking at the sheer mathematical improbability of carbon forming in stars, Hoyle realized that carbon must possess a very specific, hidden resonance for the universe to produce enough of it to make life. He basically predicted this hidden carbon resonance from the mere fact that he existed to ask the question. Because we are here and we're made of carbon, the universe's tuning had to be exactly precise to allow that carbon to form. It's a stunning realization of how closely tied our very existence is to these cosmic numbers.
But hey, if you think that's precise, let's look at the cosmological constant. That's the vacuum energy, or dark energy, hidden inside empty space itself. When our best quantum theories attempt to calculate this vacuum energy, they overestimate it by a massive factor. We are talking about a factor of 1 followed by 120 zeros. That is a mind-bending level of absurdity and scale. If the actual value of dark energy were anywhere near what our theories naturally predict, the universe would have blown apart so rapidly that galaxies and stars could never have formed. The fact that the real number is unimaginably smaller is genuinely one of the biggest paradoxes physicists face today.
So the crucial point is, how do we explain this? How do we make sense of a dozen totally unrelated constants, all of them somehow pointing toward a cosmos perfectly calibrated to hold you? Well, physicists generally argue over three prevailing explanations, what we can kind of call the three roads out of this mystery: necessity, the multiverse, and design. Let's explore each one of these carefully.
Road 1. Exploring the rule of necessity. We're going to look at this impartially, sitting honestly with where this theory begins, its logical strengths, and ultimately where it currently runs out of runway in modern science. Necessity is the concept that there is an undiscovered underlying physical law dictating that the universe must be exactly this way. It basically implies that these dials on our cosmic control panel couldn't have been tuned to any other settings. The math just wouldn't allow it. This is essentially the search for an ultimate theory of everything, a unifying equation linking quantum mechanics and general relativity, proving the universe had to be this way and leaving zero room for chance. Now, this explanation is super appealing because it completely eliminates the idea of luck. However, its major limitation is that it relies entirely on a grand unifying physical law that we simply have not found yet. It assumes a mandatory mathematical perfection that we currently just can't prove.
Road 2, the multiverse solution.
Now, if there isn't a single law forcing our universe to be this way, we have to consider our second suspect in this cosmic mystery story, the multiverse. This is a selection across countless unseen universes, an idea deeply tied to what theoretical physicists call the string theory landscape. This framework suggests that the universe could theoretically exist in any of a near infinite number of mathematical states. Think of it like rolling a giant cosmic multi-billion-sided die. If you only roll it once, landing on the exact number required for life is practically a miracle, right? But if you roll the dice an infinite number of times across countless parallel universes, a universe that supports life goes from being incredibly lucky to a statistical inevitability. And this brilliantly illustrates the anthropic principle, the concept that most of those sprawling parallel universes would be completely dead, with no atoms, no chemistry, and no light. But we naturally find ourselves in the one that won the cosmic lottery, simply because we couldn't exist to observe the dead ones.
Road 3. The argument for design.
Next, we move neutrally to the final prevailing argument that physicists and philosophers debate. This one carries significant intellectual weight alongside the others and absolutely requires our objective attention as a potential road out. The design hypothesis posits that the universe's exact mathematical constants are not an accident and not the result of infinite dice rolls, but rather the result of an intentional setup. This is the idea that the cosmic control panel we discussed earlier was purposely calibrated. Now, we must acknowledge the boundaries of what science can currently prove here. Physics can measure the precise tuning, but stepping beyond the numbers to confirm an intentional designer definitely pushes the conversation to the very edge of theoretical physics. Yet the staggering precision of these dozen unrelated constants keeps this argument firmly in the debate, questioning whether mind, rather than math or chance, is the fundamental ground of reality.
Let's move to part 4, a universe built for you, and see how this builds together. So let's bring our macro, universe-spanning journey all the way back down to you. We've looked at the vastness of space, the incredibly precise numbers, and the 3 main theories that try to explain them. But what does it all mean for us as observers? We are left staring at the most fascinating mystery of our existence. Are we simply the result of monumental luck? Is there a hidden mathematical law waiting to be discovered? Are we just one statistical win in a vast, sprawling multiverse? Or is it something else entirely, something we do not yet even have a name for? Whatever the actual answer is, the mathematical reality remains: this cosmos is finely tuned to allow you to be here to ask the question. Thank you so much for exploring this phenomenal data with me on this explainer, and I hope this leaves you in awe and hungry to keep searching for the answers.
The universe doesn't care about us. It never did. But we care about it. And that is what makes us extraordinary. If this video made you think, hit like, share it, and subscribe to this channel. Because the next mystery is even deeper. Until then, stay curious and keep looking up.